Hey, how's it going everybody? Cardtrix 8 here. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys a really cool oil and water routine. Now, roughly 4 months ago, I posted a video where I performed 3 different variations of oil and water, because there are many different ways to perform the effect. And then I attached a poll to the video, and I had you guys vote for which one you wanted me to teach on this channel. Long story short, the third routine on that video is the one that I'm going to be teaching today because it got the most votes. So I ask you that if you have not seen the performance, go check it out right now. The link will be right up here and in the description box below. Once you've seen the performance, come back and then I will teach you how this amazing trick is done. One last thing before we proceed with this tutorial is make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It is at crazy8_hockey11. I am always posting video updates, bonus magic content, and several pictures and videos about my daily life, so it is in your best interest to go ahead and give me a follow. The link to my page is always in my About section, and if you're on a computer, you will see the link in the channel art section as well. Okay, so let's learn how to do this. The trick is completely impromptu and can be done with any deck of cards. Once you have a deck, you are going to remove any 4 black cards and any 4 red cards. It does not matter what card you remove. You just want to make sure that you're not using any court cards. You want all the cards to be spot cards, and it also helps if the spot cards are of a higher value. Okay, so once you have all your cards, all you need to do is separate them by color and put one color on top of the other. I like to start with the blacks on top of the reds, but if you guys want to start with the reds on top of the blacks, that is totally fine. Once the cards are set up as so, then you are ready to begin. So you have everything squared up, and now you're just going to introduce all the cards in your hand. You're just going to push over the cards one by one, showing that you have 4 black cards, and showing that you have 4 red cards. And then you're going to square everything up. But in that action of squaring up, you're actually getting a pinky break underneath, or above rather, these bottom 2 cards. So let's just look at how I accomplish that. I push over these cards, and then what I do is, as I'm squaring up, I lift up on these top 6 cards, insert my pinky in that section, and then just square everything up right on top of that pinky, allowing me to catch that pinky break. So now, once you have that break, what you're going to do is appear to just cut the red cards on top of the black ones, but in reality, you're not going to be cutting all 4 red cards. You're just going to be cutting those 2 red cards from the break to the top. And now what this will leave you with is the 4 black cards sandwiched in between 2 red cards on both ends. Now, there is an alternative that you guys can use if you do so desire. Once you acquire the pinky break, if you are nervous that the spectator you are performing for is the type of person that will question you when you cut the cards, which, let me just say, in my experiences, no one has ever questioned me, no one has ever had any suspicion raised. But if you really do want to be on the safe side, then what you can do is give the cards a quick little turnover pass, and this will accomplish the same task. Okay, so now you are ready to begin the whole oil and water aspect of this routine. So again, as of now, the cards are going to be in this sequence, but the spectators still think that they are separated by color, red and black. So now you're going to tell your spectator that you're going to separate the colors red and black into 2 different piles. And as you say this, you're just going to push over the top 4 cards. Now, it's very important that you push over the top 4 cards and you do not reverse count them as so. If you reverse count them, the trick will not work, so just make sure that you are pushing them off as so. Once you push over the top 4 cards, set them in the opposite hand as so. Move your index fingers down a little bit, and then turn over both piles to show 1 black card and 1 red card. And this will give the appearance that the cards, or the colors rather, black and red, are separated into their own piles, while meanwhile, both piles are mixed with red and black. So from here, you're going to flip over both piles again, and with your right hand, you're going to take your fingers and just spread out all 4 cards. And with the opposite hand, which would be your left hand in this case, obviously, you're going to take the cards from the top, and you're going to thumb them over and interlace all of the cards as so. Now, to your spectators, this is going to look like that you are mixing up all of the cards. But because each pile was secretly mixed with both red and black cards, all you're actually doing is putting the cards back into that red and black sequence without the spectators knowing. So again, it seems like you're mixing up the cards red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, but you're actually just putting them back into order without the spectator realizing it. But from here, you would square everything up, set it on the table, and then just continue your oil and water pattern, saying that red and black is like oil and water. You can mix them together, but eventually, with enough time, the cards just separate. So from here, you can just wave your hand, snap your fingers, do whatever magical gesture you want. But in the long run from here, you're just going to deal out the cards and show that the red cards are now in their own pile and the black cards are in their own pile. Okay, so this second phase is pretty much the same exact thing as the first. Whatever color you started off on the top to begin the trick is the same color you're going to start off with the top with this phase. So just like the beginning, go ahead and display all your cards. Get a pinky break right above those bottom two cards. Cut or pass those two cards to the top. Flip the pile over. Push over the top four cards. Again, make sure you push them over and you do not reverse count them. Set the cards in the opposite hand. Move your fingers down. Flip over to show both piles as black and red, even though they are secretly half and half in each pile. Flip the cards back over. With your right hand, spread out all four cards. But rather than interlacing them in your hands this time, you're just going to set them down on the table one by one. This is accomplishing, again, the same exact task, just in a different way on the table rather in your hands. So you're going to start off with the bottom card on your right hand. Just set it down here, then push over this card. Set down this card, push over this card. Set down this card, push over this card. Set down this card, push over this card. So to the spectators, it appears that you are mixing up the colors, but again, you're actually just putting them back into red-black sequence or black-red sequence, depending on how you have your cards. So again, just continue on with your oil and water pattern and do whatever magical gesture you want, but in the end, just deal out the cards and show that all the red cards have come back and all of the black cards have come back. Okay, so this third phase is the most unique and will impress your spectators the most. You're going to start off with the same color on top that you've been using since the beginning of this routine. Once you have the cards set as so, you're going to display all the cards, showing the black cards and the red cards to be separated in their own pile like you've been doing this entire trick. But this time, when you square up, you're only going to catch a break above the bottom card singly this time. So you go ahead, you square up, and then you catch the break underneath the bottom card only. You're going to transfer that pinky break to a thumb break. And what you're going to do is appear to flip over all four red cards, when in reality, you're only going to be flipping over the bottom card singly. And here is how you're going to accomplish this. So you have the cards in this position holding a thumb break. You're going to push the whole packet forward till the bottom card on the break reaches the point where one corner is right here in the little fleshy part right here near your thumb, and then the little side by your middle finger. So it's going to contact those 2 points. And then you're going to let go of the thumb break and just move this packet back. And this will allow you to flip over that card as so. And then as you say it, you're just going to say, okay, I'm going to flip over all of the red cards as so. But again, in reality, you've just flipped over that one red card. So one last time, you have the pinky break, you transfer to a thumb break, push the entire packet forward until the two bottom corners hit both contact points, one being the fleshy part near the thumb, and the other one being right here at the middle finger. Once you've hit both contact points, you're going to let go of the thumb break, and then just pull everything back, and this will allow that card to just flip over as so. Once it flips over, put it on top, and then it'll look like that you flipped over all four red cards. So the scenario here is you have all the cards face up except for that bottom card, but again, the spectator thinks that all four red cards are going to be face down, and you're going to have a really nice convincer right now. So you're going to say that all four red cards are face down, and all four black cards are face up, and as you say that, you're going to be showing off the four black cards singly, and you're going to do it as so. You're going to push over the first black card, just show the back casually. Push over the next one below it, flip it all over, show it casually. Push over the third black card, flip it over, show it casually. But obviously you can't push this over, otherwise they'll see the face-up red card. So what you're going to do is you're going to either do a pinky pull down or buckle the bottom card to get a break. And then what you're going to do is come over and you're going to grab all 4 cards as one from underneath the break to show 1 black card. So again, you're here. You can't push over this card, otherwise you're going to flash the red card. So you're going to do is just get a break underneath that bottom card, come over, grab this black card and the other 3 red cards as one, take it along and show it off as 1 card. So now the spectator thinks that these are the face down red cards, but in reality it's just 1 red card, and secretly all 3 red cards are hiding behind that black card. So once you're in this position, the spectators assume that all 4 red cards are face down in this hand as so, when in reality there's only 1 red card here, and the rest of them are being hidden behind the 7 of spades as so. So from here you're going to take all the cards in this hand, flip them over, and set them on top of the pack. So to the spectators, it seems as if you just took all 4 black cards, flipped them over, and set them on top of the red cards, when in reality, you secretly moved those 3 red cards right to the top of the pack, which will leave you in this scenario. 1 red card on the bottom, the 4 black cards in the middle, and then the 3 other red cards at the top. But again, the spectators think that the 4 black cards are at the top. So when you push over those cards and set them on the table, they think those are going to be the black cards, when in reality, they're going to be the red cards. So what you're going to do is push over the top 4 cards, which they, again, think are the 4 black cards, but are actually 3 red cards and 1 black card. Problem is as you just saw, that 4th card is a black card, and you don't want to set that down. So all you're going to set down are these top 3 black cards, but you want to make it look like 4, so here's exactly how you're going to do it. You push over the top 4 cards. You're going to lift up on the top 3. You're going to pull everything back and insert your pinky right there underneath those top 3 cards, and then just set them all down, and it looks like you've set down those top 4 black cards. So one last time, push over the top 4 cards, which the spectators think are the 4 black cards, but are actually 3 red cards and 1 black card. You don't want to set down this black card, so all you're going to do is lift up on the top 3 cards, pull everything back, and insert your pinky underneath the top 3 cards only, pick everything up from the break, and just set the cards down as so. So now it seems like all 4 black cards are at the table, when in reality it's actually 3 of the 4 red cards. So those cards are now at the table. And now you are in this scenario with the 4 black cards on top of the 1 single red card. So as you set the cards down, you say, okay, all 4 black cards are at the table, and all 4 red cards are here in my hand. And as you say that, you remove the bottom card, which is the only red card in the pile, flip it over, and then set it on top of the pack. But before you set it on top of the deck, you're going to catch a quick break. So you pull out the bottom card, flip it over, I do a little bit of a push off pinky break, and then set it right on top as so. So now I have a break underneath the top 2 cards, the face up red card and the face down black card. So now you are going to visually change all of these red cards to black cards as so. You're going to grab these top 2 cards by the corners opposite of the index, and this is of course if you are doing this with your left hand. If you're doing this right-handed, then you would grab it on the corners with the index. And all you're going to do is a simple shake change, and a shake change looks a little something like this basically. It doesn't look the best on camera, but that's kind of what a shake change is going to look like. And basically, I'm not going to go over how the shake change is, by the way, just search up tutorials if you need one. But basically, as you do the shake change, you're going to be flipping over this pile and spreading out at the same exact time, and this will visually transform the red cards to black cards. And the best part is this action of flipping over all of these cards while doing the shake change will also help cover the shake change as well. So in one motion, it should all look like this. Just like that, and it will appear as all of the red cards change to black cards. So from here, you still have the double, so you want to make sure you don't flash the red card. Set this on the bottom of the rest of the black cards and square up. Now you have 2 options, because obviously you still have this red card in the black pile and you need to get it into the red pile. So again, you have two options. You can just take this, drop it on top of the pile on the table, spread it out, and then show all of the red cards as so. Or if you really want to use an even more convincing method, which again isn't necessary, but you can do this if you wish, what you can do is get a break underneath the bottom card, transfer the pinky break to a thumb break, pick up the rest of the cards on the table, come over, touch the piles, drop the thumb break off super quickly, spread out the black cards on the table, and then from here just deal out the red cards and do it as so. But anyways, that is going to wrap up this oil and water routine. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments section below, and who knows, maybe in the future I will reveal some more oil and water tutorials. Let me know if you guys want to see more of those in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and I will see you guys for the next one. Cardtrix 8 signing off.